Well, our correspondent So Rahman is in the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. So, a lot of reaction coming out of Pakistani officials. They're walking a very difficult path right now, aren't they?
They are walking a very difficult tightrope, Sammy, and I think that's reflected really in the way the press are dealing with what's happened here in Pakistan over the last 24 hours. Let me give you a quick idea of what the main broadsheets are saying. Frontier Post: US kills Osama, buries at sea. Osama bin Laden killed for the Daily Times. Was Osama killed by US troops or his own guard? And I think the news really sums up Obama gets Osama, but the questions that are raised, the Guardian says that it's the worst time for Pakistan ahead. The US, did they track couriers to Osama? It's a story told, or what is a story told by Osama's neighbours? And questions. And it is those very questions that are being asked, not only of the Pakistani government, but also of the whole situation. Did the Pakistani government know? Did the military know? Did the Secret Service know? How do they interact with each other? The public want answers, and so do the press. But the other side of this is that the Pakistanis themselves also have to answer questions about their relationship with the United States. And of course, on Al Jazeera for the past 36 hours, we've been discussing those issues. And of course, they will come to a head later in the day when officials from Afghanistan, Pakistan, and the United States meet here in the capital. Mark Grossman, the special representative of the United States, speaking with the Deputy Afghan Foreign Minister Jaweed Ludin and Hina Rabbani Kar, who's the State Minister for Foreign Affairs. And of course that will be a very intense meeting, one that was already planned and scheduled anyway, regardless of what had happened 24 hours ago, but of course will have extra significance in the light of events and the death of Osama bin Laden.
Extra significance, and no doubt highlights that the war there does go on, because it involves not just elements of Al-Qaeda, but let's face it, a lot of Taliban. Tell us what else is expected out of that meeting.
Well, it's also, I think, a reiteration and a reaffirmation of Pakistan's position on fighting terror globally and within its own borders. And I think that there's a lot of damage limitation to be done by Pakistani officials. We have the President, Asif Ali Zardari, stating to a New York newspaper, the Washington Post, in fact, actually, saying that they had no idea that this operation had been conducted and they hadn't been consulted. And of course, we've seen the Americans now saying that they had been in some sort of cooperation with the Pakistanis, but no exact detail as to who they were dealing with. So in terms of the Pakistanis, they've got a damage limitation exercise to control, not only with the international community at large to express the ways that they want to see safety in their borders and globally, but also trying to inform their public that they are in control of the country and that no other force, other international government controls Pakistani policy or impinges on its sovereignty. It's a very difficult one to argue at the moment, and certainly we won't hear very much from the Prime Minister, Yusuf Raza Gilani. He's off to Paris today, but he's back in a couple of days to answer more questions.
All right, Sohail Rahman there from Islamabad.